Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of In the Car with Kurt. As always, I'm your host. So, what I'd like to talk about tonight is not WWE related. It's actually going to be AEW related. June 30th, which would have been last Saturday, 2 days ago, we had a free pay-per-view called Fyter Fest, Fyter Fest and Fyter Fest. Someday I'll learn how to talk. I personally think that this was a brilliant idea. They did a free pay-per-view, and it was good. Like, I missed the first two matches, so I can't comment on those. I came in on the triple threat match with the two. I'm not even going to go for names because, to be honest with you, I don't remember them. But there were two Asian women and one, I believe, Native American woman. A very large Native American woman. Like a Tamina-sized Native American woman. And I saw the match as like a bunch of botches, and I thought, you know what? I really like. It was in the middle of this match that I started thinking, I really hope AEW didn't blow their load on one big opening show pay-per-view, like Double or Nothing, and then that's the best we're gonna get. I really hope that's not the case. And I was very happy to see that immediately following that thought, I was corrected. Because I'm not sure how many of you watched the AEW pay-per-view over the weekend, but from that fatal four-way that they put out with, I don't remember most of the names. I remember one of them was Jimmy Havoc, because I've seen Jimmy Havoc before. And I thought, you know what, that was an excellent match. Oh, it had the Jungle Boy in it. I think that's Luke Perry's son. But anyway, that was a good match. That got me kind of reinvested. And then it went into, I believe right after that, it was the Cody Rhodes match. And I've always been a big fan of Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. So, I gotta say, I was sold. 100% sold. If AEW put out a network the way the WWE has one, and I know that'll take time, it's not gonna be an instant thing, but if they put it out, I'd subscribe. I would, because honestly, I was very happy with what I saw. The other guy, again, I am really sorry, I don't remember names, but the other guy who faced Cody Rhodes came out with a body bag. A body bag! And it said Cody 1-1 on it, because he wanted to be the first person to beat Cody Rhodes in AEW. And that was brilliant. And it got me this idea. I know that they've done something similar to this in the WWE, but what if AEW started doing body bag matches, where the only way to win was to incapacitate your opponent and then put them in a body bag and then carry them up the ramp? How cool would that be? Because everything else I saw from this pay-per-view was a lot of 90s style Attitude Era content. You had people giving other people the finger. You know, you had the one guy with the faux hawk calling everybody in the crowd douchebags. You know, like, this was great. This is how you sell a show. It was amazing. And I love the fact that they built so much drama between Cody Rhodes and his opponent, because this guy was so hard up to beat Cody Rhodes. Cody was so hard up to be like, nah, going into this AEW situation undefeated. And granted, he was undefeated, but he didn't win either, because AEW decided, with everything except I think the main event, all the matches were on a time limit. And as you guys know, Cody would have gotten the 3 count. However, he pinned him when there was only 2 seconds left in the match timer, and the ref declared it as a draw. So that is a great way. That's good story building to go into their show once they get on TNT. They're setting up a feud between these two, and they put on a great show together. Amazing. If you haven't watched it, you need to. I don't believe that there needs to be I'm not one of the guys, I've always been a WWE fan. And I'm not one of the guys that's going to be like, oh yeah, if you're not WWE, then you suck. You know, I just like the show. I just like the whole thing as together. I think that competition breeds greatness. So I honestly believe that if AEW can keep pumping out stuff like this, it's going to be great. Now, the final part of this, I shouldn't say final, because I just remembered Jon Moxley. But we'll get to that. The technical main event match, the official main event match, was a 6-man tag match between 3 luchador guys and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Omega. Love that guy. One of the most tremendous wrestlers, period. Now, what was really cool, I believe they were calling themselves the Elite Team, or Team Elite, something along them lines, but it doesn't matter. The really cool thing is the Young Bucks came out dressed as Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter. And all my gamer friends are going to hate me for this, but Kenny Omega came out dressed as, I can't remember his name. Hair in the bun, it's red, got the big symbol on his back. No. But he came out like Naga or something like that. I don't know. He came out as him. And this was a nice little thing to do, but then they gave us full fucking fan service. And yes, that's my one F-bomb per video. So, they gave us full fan service in the middle of this match. At one point in time, they all three went and delivered some moves in the middle of the ring to the other three luchadors, and then the luchadors jumped at them and they Hadoukened them out of the air. It was great. And then they looked at each other like, "Holy shit, did that work? I can't believe that worked." They literally palm thrusted them in Hadouken fashion, and it was amazing. Like, the whole crowd lost their shit. And I was over here on the couch with my cousin and my best friend, just like, that was great. Like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what else to say besides, this was awesome. You know, not only did you come out as Street Fighter characters, but you played full into it. It was amazing. So, the match overall was great. They did a lot of high flying. There was a lot of big moves, a lot of little moves, good technical wrestling on everybody's part, and it was just a great match. There was no other way to describe it. I couldn't look away. It was just a great match. And then we got our unofficial match. We had a hardcore match. We're talking like a death match, and it was Jon Moxley versus some other guy who took his spot when Jon Moxley went to the WWE, and it was great. I haven't seen thumbtacks in a big stage wrestling match since, the 90s. And there were 2 full bags of them, and everybody got the blunt of it. Jon Moxley came out there with a steel chair, like, covered in barbed wire. And he beat the shit out of this guy with it. He got a bit of it himself. There were boards of barbed wire stapled to him. There were lots of tables. This went out into the crowd. It went backstage a little bit. It came back into the ring. It was just a mess, but a beautiful mess. It was a chaotic storm of amazing. And there was blood. Yes, there will be blood. But what the best part about it was full circle storytelling. I don't know how many of you caught or know about the first AEW pay-per-view, Double or Nothing. I can't talk today, guys. You gotta forgive me. It's been a long day. But anyway, Double or Nothing. They had Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho for the AEW title. Jericho won. Sorry, bird flew right out in front of me, so I got a little jumpy. Jericho won, but for seemingly no reason at all, Jon Moxley came out and attacked and beat the hell out of Kenny Omega. Well, full circle. Kenny Omega came out and beat the absolute hell out of Jon Moxley. After Moxley took the win, Omega came out, chairs, other things, left for a little bit, came back with a garbage can, beat the shit out of him some more. All I could think of is, oh my God, this is Attitude Era quality today. And I had always said back when Jon Moxley was with the WWE as Dean Ambrose, I had said, you know what, Dino here belongs in the Attitude Era. This guy should be facing Mick Foley and Raven and Kane in a hardcore match. And instead, we got to dull him down and put him in the PG lunatic fringe. And don't get me wrong. I liked a lot of Dean Ambrose's stuff when he was with S.H.I.E.L.D. the first time. I love Dean Ambrose when he was on his own. I know he didn't really care for how his character was being handled, but I enjoyed it. Most people did. But I understand where he's coming from. And I really particularly like how they're handling him thus far on AEW. It seems like they're just like, hey, John, what do you want to do? I don't know, like maybe take some chairs and we'll wrap them in barbed wire, and then I'm gonna hit him with them a bunch. Great, John, do that. And he did. And it felt like he was finally doing what he wanted to do. And that's what's important. Because he had, any of you who listened to that podcast with Chris Jericho, he did say that it kind of sucked the life out of him a little bit. Him not being able to be what he was told he could be, and I can certainly respect and understand that. So, that being said, he is killing it in AEW. And I will say, there were only like 2 kinds of signs I saw in the crowd. And I wasn't paying a lot of attention to the crowd, but there were 2 signs I saw overall. You either had a Kenny Omega sign or you had a Jon Moxley sign, and there were a lot of Moxie signs. So, I'm just saying, he's making a big splash. He's taking everything that WWE gave him and turning it into fanfare for AEW. It's the best double cross I've ever seen. So, I guess I'm curious, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that they can really keep this going, keep up with this momentum? I do. I feel like they got a really strong thing going here. They got a great cast. I think once they get on TV, they're going to start to weed out some of the fat. They're going to cut some of the fat off the steak, so to speak. So, but we'll have to see. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. But what do you guys think? Should there be a few more titles that they throw in there? They've got to develop more, right? So, as always, I've been Kurt, and you've been in the car.